Hey guys, and welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. In this part, we continue our trek through the Palace of Shadow, which is what we're going to be doing for a long time because this is a big area. So,
Oh, gold enemies. This isn't new Mario Brothers 2.
hey, I heard if you get 1,000,000 gold coins in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, you don't get anything because I actually do not believe it's possible to hold a million coins in this game, even using gold bars. So, yeah. Uh,
uh,
what do you get
you,
for a
you,
million in New Super Mario Brothers 2 anyway?
New title screen.
And that's it.
Yep.
uh,
Of course it is.
No, you get a postcard of a new title screen.
Uh,
hey, you know what? Okay, a million coins is not a goal that I would want to have to go for, because already just thinking of trying to hit that milestone in Bayonetta tires me out.
I
uh,
mean, you're not doing it right.
what do you get What do you get for 1,000,000 Halos at Bayonetta?
I'm pretty sure that's how you unlock the Radon boss fight and the Halo weapon that you get from him.
How would
That's
you
why
even
you do
get
the.
that many Halos?
That's why you use the Kilgore glitch,
Uh,
because fuck doing that legitimately.
is that glitch still in the Wii version?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well then I might have to look it up then. Because like you get like maybe a couple thousand every level. Do you get more Halos for doing hard mode?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I never done a hard mode run Bayonetta.
Okay.
The other thing, though, is that you're already spending a lot of halos on the other items in the game as it is. So,
Oh
I
yes.
think it's like you need to be holding a million at one time, as opposed to you just need an overall 1 million out of all the halos you've ever collected.
Oh
Kind of
yeah, so
milestone.
it's either you don't buy stuff, in which case that boss fight's probably going to be hard as shit, but then you also have to buy all the health items and then all the different weapons and
Yeah,
You're essentially replaying the chapter, or every chapter, to make sure you got all the pieces of the heart, the pieces of magic pearl to max out your stats, and getting a million halos along the way.
yeah, you'd probably get it after if you're going to do that, you might as well like try to go for a complete all difficulties
Yeah.
pure
It was
platinum
something
run.
I've been wanting to do for a while, but I just don't have the time for it now.
yeah.
It sounds like something that I really couldn't
It,
care about.
it would. I'm pretty sure it would honestly take less time to 100% Xenoblade Chronicles than it would to get that many halos.
Without Kilgore glitch. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this room. The original Paper Mario had something similar, but this is a throwback to the original Super Mario Brothers and the
The
dungeon,
maze
the
castles,
maze
yeah.
castles. In this one, you have to go through the door that has the lamp on it.
The
Uh,
lit torch behind it on the
yeah,
wall back there.
yeah. If you mess up, you go back to the beginning of the maze, and you have to start all over again.
Yeah, it's one of those Lost Forest moments.
Yeah. I remember the one in the original Paper Mario tripped me up a lot to the point where I didn't know how to get through it, and I backtracked all the way back to the fortune teller in Toad Town and had him explain it to me, and then walked all the way back through Bowser's Castle. Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, I was not very good at the original Paper Mario. So when I got to this point in this game, I was like, oh, I know how to do this, and I got through it on my first try. But yeah, I think it's only like 5 or 6 rooms though, so yeah,
Yeah.
we should. Yeah, we're done. Oh, this is a part where the game gets a little bit non-linear. Okay, so the area behind us, I think it's just called the Riddle Tower. You can go through that and get. There's a bunch of puzzles in there. You can go through that and try to solve the puzzles now, but you need a key item in order to use the keys that you find in there by beating the puzzles. So you can either
Yep.
do the puzzles now and fight the boss you need to get that key item later, or you can fight the boss first and do the puzzles second, and that's what I'm
You,
doing.
you need a key to use the key.
Okay,
What?
basically, okay, here's the thing. You find keys, like, traditional Zelda keys, by doing puzzles in the Riddle Tower. You need to
Oh, I
use all.
thought you meant bats.
Um, uh, you find. Okay, so you find those in the Riddle Tower. You get like 12 of them. But in order for the little pillars with the keyholes in them to pop out of the ground, you need a key item, which is shaped like a star, which you get by fighting a boss, which we're going to do first. So I like that you can do things in any order you want in this area. And thankfully, it's not like you really even have to backtrack that much if you do the puzzles first and the boss second, because It's just up like 2 flights of stairs, so you're not even really wasting time doing it one way or the other. I mean, probably if you were speedrunning, you'd go for the boss first, but, you know, it's just what you feel like doing at the time, so, you know, it just,
Okay,
I appreciate it. I find it really cool. So, yeah. Also, we fight legit chain chomps here, which is neat, I suppose. I think they also give a... Oh, wait. No, wait. Well, these are mostly new enemies, because the only other time we fought chain chomps was once in the Glitz Pit. So, that's okay to me.
Literally running circles around your enemies.
Yeah. This is...
I think they're dead enough, Ted.
I want to see how high my combo can go.
Yeah, but I want them deader.
With small enemies...
There's no kill like overkill.
With small enemies, Art Attack is easily the best way to do damage, because it's just, you have to draw a complete circle around them in order to do, I think, like 3 points of damage. So the smaller the enemy, the more damage you can get with Art Attack. So, yeah. There's also a heart block right here if you need it, so woot for that.
Huzzah.
Yeah, so I enjoy this area quite a bit. It's also like a nice break from the kind of oppressively dark atmosphere that the Palace of Shadow had originally. So, yeah, I want to go into some of the lore regarding this area. The Palace of Shadow is the palace from the original town that Rogueport ended up being built inside of. So, like that town must have been gigantic if this is just the castle. So
this was like what was it called? There was that place in Arkham City that was like a city, but Gotham was built around it or over it or something.
Probably.
What, the Wonder Tower?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Is that a thing from the comics, or is that just something that they made up in the game?
I don't.
It's just something they kind of made up.
Okay. Since it's a non-canon video game, I guess it's not really that big of a deal then either. So yeah, they ruined. Oh yeah,
is it?
Oh yeah, these guys. These are the only new enemies in the area, and they are obnoxious.
Dark Wizard.
They are obnoxious. They use magic. They'll multiply themselves. They're annoying. And when
this is like an RPG enemy created by a 3-year-old. Dark Wizard.
So you're saying it's not an evil Koopa wizard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I guess Rayman like went into some hard times during this point. I mean, like he was getting fired in favor of Rabbids, and you know all this, and he had to make ends meet, you know. So he became the Dark Wizard.
Sounds like a fucking LARPing name. I don't know why. I am the Dark Wizard.
Thunderbolt.
Oh, man.
Too magic.
Fear
Too
my
magic.
21-sided dice.
Why would you have a 21?
Don't ask me how it works. I'm a Dark Wizard.
Why would you have dice if you're LARPing?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Clearly, this kid is confused.
Oh, man.
Every LARP has different rules, so I'm sure that there is a LARP that uses die for like combat and whatnot, because you can't actually like run around with weapons, because that's a good way to get yourself arrested. So
Yeah, they probably got like a douchebag. It'll say 1 through 19, I win. 20, I roll a gun.
No, no one can rescue. No one can arrest you for messing around with plastic swords.
yeah, but you'd like to think that, but you know, then you read the news and you're like, oh. But anyway, yeah, I think. Oh yeah, here we go, boss fight time. Didn't we already fight you?
Ah, it's the pop-up book dragon again.
Yeah. You fight another version of this dragon at the bottom of the Pit of 100 Trials. So,
Excellent.
yeah, that's Bone Tail is that one's name. This is Gloom Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's actually kind of funny because he talks about how you killed his sister, and he only realizes that after the fact because he was wondering why she hasn't written lately. So, you know, this fight is basically just a retread of that fight, only you can't cheese it by wearing a specific badge, or at least I don't think you can. So you have to fight it legitimately. I once did a 10 HP run of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and this is where I failed. I couldn't beat Gloom Tale with just 10 HP.
Really? Well, the fact that you got this far is pretty impressive.
I suppose, but you know, it's the run ended in failure, John. I must.
It got to Gloom Tale.
Yeah, but that almost makes it worse. Like if I lost in chapter like 5, then okay. But I got to the very end of the game. I had like 3 bosses left before I got to the Shadow Queen. Like, I mean, I don't know what I would have. It's the breath attack. That's really hard to super guard, and it does 8 damage.
Oh god, dragon breath weapons in video games are the worst. Okay, you know that arcade game that Jared.
Oh yeah, I played that actually because it was on sale on the Wii Virtual Console.
Well, I made the awful mistake of fighting the red dragon on my first playthrough, and not only does his breath weapon insta kill you if it hits, but before he uses it, he like sucks in a breath that forces your character into the middle of the screen so that it definitely will hit you.
Oh.
There is no escape as far as I know. You are going to die.
Yeah, thankfully you don't have to spend real quarters in the digital version. No, you can just
Yeah, in
keep
the
on
digital
trying.
version you have infinite continues unless you set the game with a house rule that limits your continues.
Yeah,
So-
I do like that arcade ports do have stuff like that because you can simulate like only having so many quarters or whatever.
Yeah.
The funny thing was that I did the math after because I got it on sale. It was like I think $6. I counted together how many continues I used. I think I ended up spending more money if it was 1 quarter per play than I spent to actually buy the digital version of the game. I am not very good at beat 'em ups, so I saved myself a lot of money, and I haven't even played the second half of the game yet. So yeah, we should do that sometime. That's a pretty good beat 'em up.
Whoa,
Yeah,
which
it's
one?
a really great one, actually.
Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's Chronicles of Mystaria is the title of the HD port. So
Chronicles of Mystara, yeah, like one of the 2.5 Dungeons and Dragons video games that does not have the Forgotten Realms moniker on
I
it.
think HDQ actually played one of them this week.
oh, cool.
I think it was a Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up. And yeah, I remember I was glancing at the screen because I was also simultaneously doing something else while I was on. But I love the sprite quality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks very nice.
Yeah, but you want to know the real kicker? Okay, in Tower of Doom, the first of the 2 arcade games, the Red Dragon was an optional boss that the game warns you away from. It asks you 3 times and basically tells you you're a fucking idiot if you go after this thing. But the final boss of the second arcade game is the Red Dragon anyway.
Is it the same Red Dragon, the one we killed?
I think its sprite is a little fancier, but it does all the same things, including the breath weapon.
I mean, you do fight a black dragon just on your way through, but I also think statistically, black dragons are some of the weakest dragons.
Yeah,
in D&D.
but the black dragon's breath weapon will not suck you in and guarantee a hit. You can dodge it, and if it does hit you, it doesn't instantly kill you. It just does like 2/3 of your health and damage.
Yeah.
Which will usually kill you, but it's not an insta-kill move. So
The only thing about that game that really bothered me is that you had to pay for more health in between levels instead of just getting a free health refill. That was a little bit BS to me. But, other than that, it was a very solid game. I liked it a lot. Yeah, so we have to. The reason why we're fighting Gloom Tale here is because he's got the key we need in order to actually have the Riddle Tower mean something at this point. So that's why we're.
Speaking of Bone Tail, though, I know we mentioned him way earlier in this playthrough, but that's the 3rd dragon that you can fight.
Yeah.
Bone Tail is the Bone Tail. I think is the one in the
the
pit. It was Hooktail.
Hooktail's the first one. Bone Tail is. I forget if he's got any like unique attacks or anything like that. I know he doesn't have any dialogue. He just kind of roars at you. Oh, it's actually really funny. Another fun thing about the lore of this game is that the Pit of 100 Trials isn't just a thing that's there. The queen of the palace created it as a place to punish people, and she put her Bone Tail dragon, a pet dragon, at the bottom of the pit to eat people just when they thought that they were about to get out. So, yeah, it's I love the background lore in this game. I also think that I think I mentioned this before, but the curse chests are actually the heroes that sealed away the evil spirit the first time, and I think Cortez actually stole one of the crystal stars. Straight from them. So, yeah, it's all optional stuff that you have to go looking for, but I love all of the extra tidbits of information that they put into this game. It's
Bone Tail has breath that can freeze Mario, confuse him, shrink him, or put him to sleep.
Oh, I forgot that his breath added status effects, because I think
Wait, so how many Dungeons and Dragons dragon breeds is that all rolled up into one?
Probably most of them, except for like the chromatic ones. No, not the chromatic ones. The metallic ones. The chromatic ones are the
Yeah.
evil ones because they're.
Because like the in Dungeons and Dragons, well, the most iconic dragon is the fire-breathing variety, but different breeds of dragons actually have different breath weapons with different effects. So, like, the black dragon has acid breath, that kind of thing.
I think it's either blue or white that has ice split breath.
I think it might be white.
I forget what green has, though. And all the chromatic dragon, I keep on getting them mixed up. The metallic dragons, like the silver dragon, the gold dragon, the copper dragon, those are all the good guy dragons. So they do have stats, but you're not supposed to fight them. So, yeah.
Well, anything can happen in a D&D campaign. You might be playing a campaign about a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, doing a villain campaign doesn't doesn't sound like fun though, because there aren't an awful lot of good monsters to fight because the monster manuals are written with the assumption that you're playing as good adventurers, so they don't have an awful lot of good monsters for people.
Well, yeah, but you know, the villains aren't going to limit themselves to just killing good monsters. They're going to kill everything in their path, including the bad ones. Like there's R.A. Salvatore did a series about a bunch of villainous characters, but they were doing relatively, you know, okay things for most of the time. Like they went and killed this. They went and dungeon crawled through this lich's headquarters and killed the lich, gained favor with the local kingdom, and just that was how they did their thing. So, you know, just not you can't really. There's not really enough material in the books to run a campaign about taking over the world, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't be a villainous party.
Yeah, you could just be a dick. That is true. Oh, I should let you guys all know. I think there's hidden items in this room, but I think you can actually miss out on it if you do the Riddle Tower before going through here. Because basically, once you do the Riddle Tower, there's a fancy animation where the rooms in the rooms that lead up to Gloom Tale, they like turn into stairs, and you go down to the lower level of the castle. So if you don't go into that room that secret room in Gloom Tale's headquarters, you will miss those items. And I don't think they're anything too special, but it's good to know because I didn't know that was there the first time I played the game. So, yeah.